My name is Maya Ellison. I'm 34, renting a one-bedroom. For 5 years, I poured every spare dollar into one thing, the $680,000 mortgage on my parents' house. Instead of a thank you dinner, the phone rang. He skipped hello. "I know you paid it off," my father said. "All of it. We're gifting the house to your brother for graduation." Then, flat, "Don't come. I won't have your attitude ruining his day." I stared at the wall, the phone hot in my palm. Caleb had coasted while I worked double shifts to keep that roof out of the bank's mouth. And somehow I was the problem. I asked if he was serious. He told me to stop making everything about money, that families should be happy for each other, and hung up. I listened to the dial tone like a deadline. Then I turned to the only person who knew the truth, who had watched the transfers and signed when things were dire, and asked, "You want to tell them, or should I?" Here's why I stepped into that fire. I grew up in a 2-story in Rochester, New York. My father, Franklin, ran a limping auto shop and tied his pride to that house. My mother, Rose, kept tempers smooth. With Caleb, every door opened. With me, the assumption was I'd manage. When late notices swelled, Uncle Victor Hale brought a trust to protect the property if payments continued. My name threaded those pages beside responsibilities I already carried, and rights I barely noticed. So I wired the money, month after month, letting the balance fall and my plans stall. That call ended my bargain with silence. I was done trading truth for peace. Graduation weekend became spectacle. String lights on the porch, a banner with Caleb in block letters, relatives juggling paper plates. From the doorway, my father polished his story, how he kept the home alive through grit, while my mother refilled cups and smiled like an accomplice. No one mentioned my transfers. Uncle Victor found me along the wall. His eyes said what his mouth didn't. "Ready?" When the room packed tight, my father raised a glass by the fireplace. "This house is the heart of the Ellisons," he said, soaking in it. "Tonight we gift it to Caleb, his foundation." The applause he expected sputtered. Victor stepped forward, voice calm as a notary. He reminded my father of the trust signed when foreclosure letters piled up, reminded him that control was tied to the payer, that contingencies had names. He never spoke mine, but heads turned anyway. My father laughed it off as technicalities, and the party resumed, thinner at the seams. I drove home with clarity that didn't blink. 2 mornings later, I tried my key. It jammed halfway against a new cylinder. Caleb opened the door an inch, moving boxes visible behind him. He didn't gloat. He didn't need to. The message clicked with the lock. In my kitchen, I opened the storage box, bank statements, wire confirmations, Victor's trust. I read like a paralegal, underlining clauses I'd once skimmed. I listed what I could and could not control. I couldn't make them fair. I could stop the transfer. By Friday, attorney Patrick O'Neill had filings ready. A lis pendens to suspend gifts, county notices, certified letters. My boundary, at last, in ink. I stopped rehearsing speeches. I started executing steps. The morning the filings posted, the city's notice went out like weather. Martha texted, "Officials on my parents' porch, clipboards in hand. No drama, just consequences. The house couldn't be gifted," while the trust was active and a dispute with the payer, me, was pending. By noon, a tow truck eased Caleb's leased car off the driveway. I didn't celebrate, I just breathed. That afternoon, I met Patrick and Uncle Victor at the sidewalk. My parents opened the door with Caleb behind them. Patrick explained, "The trust stands. Transfers are frozen. Any change requires my consent." A locksmith waited in the van. 30 days to collect personal items. After that, no entry. My father tried a smile that used to work. "Maya, be reasonable." "I am," I said. "At last." They moved to a small rental across town. Caleb split a place with roommates. The house sounded like itself, floorboards settling, furnace sighing. I painted the front room, fixed the creaking step, and replaced the cylinder that had stopped my key with one that answered to mine. Then I made the decision I'd delayed. Keep the property as an income asset, not a shrine. The rent would pay down my future. I visited when I chose, without knocking on anyone's permission. People called me cold, then went quiet when the echo didn't return. Here's what I learned. Love without respect is appetite. I fed it for years. I don't anymore. Choosing myself wasn't harm, it was stewardship. The house endured, so did I, and now I'm the one holding the key.